Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for December 17th. We're looking at the Australian US dollar pair. This pair we're going to draw some trend lines on here. We are on the day time frame. Draw a trend line there. We also are going to draw a trend line here. And now we're going to zoom in a bit and take a look at some market action that's fairly close to the market. We had an inside bar created during this last session, meaning it has a higher low than the bar before it, as you see here, and a lower high than the bar before it, as you see here. Now, we do have some interesting exit points here to the upside. This one may not be quite large enough. I guess it is about 26 pips to the upside before we hit some areas of resistance. To the downside, if we get a breakout to the downside, we have a little bit more room. It's about a 50 pip move, 51 pip move. I'd put your stop loss above the high of the session so far. If we get a break to the downside, if we get a break to the upside, of course, at that point, you would want to put your stop loss at the low of the session so far at about the 43 mark to the upside, looking to grab about 27. Currently, to the downside, be risking about 45 to grab 52. So this one, over the next session, will prove out. It'll either break out to the upside or the downside, or just continue sideways. If it continues sideways, I mean, we are having some consolidation over the past several sessions that is happening. We should get a breakout sometime soon. If not this next session, definitely the next one. But that is what we're looking for over this next session. Now, as far as news announcements go, we do have a couple of news announcements for tomorrow. We have the pound releasing their consumer price index for November at 4:30 a.m. Eastern. Consensus on that is that it's held at 2.7%. Okay, let's talk about our ranges for the day. Let's jump over to the U.S. Japanese yen pair. This pair, of course, gapped up on the open on Sunday, fairly large gap of 47 pips, and then it has retraced the majority of that. It hasn't quite got back to Friday's close right here, previous Friday's close, but I do believe it will over the next session or two. We are looking for it, however, to potentially go as high as 84.56, possibly as low as 83.35. Look for some resistance around 84.35 and look for some support around 83.50. Now the Euro USD pair, it gapped not very much. It did retrace it. We are looking for this pair to overall go up, hit some resistance around the 131.87 mark, possibly moving down and hitting support around 131.00. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair gapped up 15 pips, came within 1 pip of retracing, didn't quite get there. We are looking for that to retrace even though it closed higher. Look for this pair to potentially go as high as 162.59, possibly as low as 161.19. Look for some resistance around 162.15 and look for some support around 161.50. Now the US Swiss, this pair gapped down over this last session about 15 pips. It did retrace it. We are looking for it to potentially go as high up to 0.9225, possibly as low as 0.9122. Look for some resistance around the 0.9200 mark and look for some support to the downside around 0.9150. All right, well, that pretty much wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.